So my name is Nick Chalakis, and I am the account executive for 4Click Solutions. I'm going to give you a look at just a few of the many powerful features of our E4Clicks Project Estimator. A little presentation designed to show you how you can access R.S.Means data throughout our software. To begin, I'll give you a little bit of information about our company. So we were founded in 2001. Our team's experience with facility renovation, repair, and construction includes us serving as cost estimators, engineers, and project managers. That's how we arrived at our tagline, by estimators for estimators. The 4Clicks has experience serving over 85% of U.S. Air Force bases, and that number grows pretty much daily. We also serve, as you'll note from this sheet, DoD and non-DoD federal departments. Now this includes the Army, Army Corps of Engineers, GSA, and VA, as well as their supporting contractors needs. Through R.S.Means, our strategic business partner, our software is also leveraged in industries such as state, county, local government, education, and airports. The best way that we can sort of go through E4Clicks Project Estimator is to bring it up live for you and show you exactly how we access and our users access R.S.Means daily. To begin, before I start, I'd like to note that within our software, as an owner, you can manage multiple contracts, such as your JOC, Sabres, IDIQs, as well as manage your contractors, your project, and your estimates. And you can track your milestones throughout our project. You'll see neat little toolbars along the way, just give you the ability to map out all your work if you're running a 5-year JOC program, etc. So, contractors, too, can manage multiple project estimates and coefficients within our software. This gives you the tools to standardize and organize all of your files, which is helpful for progress in any industry. So, in a project that has multiple disciplines, for example, concrete, structural, finishes, and flooring, you can have multiple estimators working within our software harmoniously. What's great is that you can also copy, paste, and update. This allows you to save a significant amount of time, as there's no need for estimators to reinvent the wheel each time by producing similar estimates over and over, especially when you can copy and paste the entire project, some of the projects, some of the estimates, or some of the line items. So what I'm going to do for you is create a simple project. I'm going to renovate a 20 by 20 conference room. So I'm going to select that I'm running a JOC with standard hours. I'm going to type in a project number, something that makes sense to me. I'm going to type in the project description. As you can see here, we can track lots of information on this screen. We can also attach any sort of notes that we have relative to this project. So I'm simply going to hit OK, and that project is now created within my software. I'm going to open up that project and come to what's called the estimate side of E4Clicks Project Estimator. So as you'll note, under the Quick Select guide, we can select a slew of R.S.Means data. Based on your requirements, we can provide you with a gamut of R.S.Means data, your IDIQs, CSA schedules, as well as your own pricing. Now for this demonstration, I'm going to choose the 2012 R.S.Means facility, click on this neat little icon, and come to my R.S.Means book. Great. So when you're opening up R.S.Means, for people who have never used an R.S.Means electronic software package but use the book, most people come to what's called the index. Now, the index is what would be found in the back of your book. What's great about this is I can immediately click on that icon, just begin typing into my locate field for whatever item I'm looking for. And the first item is a dumpster on my checklist. I'm just going to type in DUMPS. Snap to the dumpster in my guide, look at my drawing, determine if I need a 10 cubic yard dumpster or a larger one, double click on that line item, fill in my quantity, which would be 1, get this project done in a week, and select OK. I'm going to scroll through my estimate, find what else I need, loading and hauling 50-foot hand carry, makes sense to me. So I'm going to double click on that item, fill in my quantity, select OK. Now both those items are in my line item estimate. I'm going to show you another way that we like to find estimates within Project Estimator. And that's by coming to the Guide Navigator. Now, this is for folks who understand the divisions that make up our R.S.Means book, but are not familiar with those numbers. In other words, you don't have the CSI codes memorized. Now, what's neat about this tool is that we can sift down pretty specifically by division. So if I'm looking for carpet maintenance, I just come to my file right here and locate those items. I'm just rolling through my estimate. Now I'm going to have about 7, 9, 10, 11 tasks. So I'm going to have a bunch of line items in this basic example. So what I'm going to show you now is how we can tag multiple line items and input them into our line item estimate while adjusting for your quantities. So I'll show you how to do that by tagging line items. First, I'm going to find my demo with my flooring, and I'm just going to tag that line item. I'm going to find my code face corners. I'm going to go back to my index. I'm going to search for new carpet. So I'm just going to type in nylon carpeting. Step to that in my guide, look at my drawings, know that I need a 10 cubic yard, a 26-ounce carpet. I'm going to tag that line item. Now what I'm going to show you here is something that sets us apart from the rest of the industry, and that's we include a full list of line item modifiers located directly below those parent line items within our guide. And what those modifiers are, they're items that add or subtract from that parent line item in terms of cost. You notice for this particular item, we have modifiers for less than a full roll. And what does that mean? That means if I go to a carpet manufacturer, Lowe's, Home Depot, I'm not going to be able to buy a full roll of carpet for the same price that I can buy less than a full roll. So there's going to be an additional cost for that. Additionally, we have extra costs for borders and patterns, as well as brand name specific fiber. Now I'm going to tag those line items. I come back to my guide index, and I'm going to look for my code base. And what I'm going to show you on our code base is that when we're highlighting or hovering over a particular line item, you'll see on our right we can see our crew, which is those laborers that R.S.Means selects with a particular line item. We can see information about what the daily output is, the labor hours, unit of measure, material, labor, equipment costs. And you can see all those totals. At the bottom of our screen, we can also see our full line item description. Pretty neat tool. It helps you find those line items that you're looking for. Now I'm going to tag my code base as well as my code base corners. Lastly, what I'm going to look for is something called final cleaning. Final cleaning, as you'll note, can be done in two ways. It can be done at the end of each day or at the end of the job. What you'll note here is that it has a unit of measure of MSF, which is unlike the other line items that we've selected. I'm going to tag that end of job final cleaning. Now, you'll note that I didn't attach any sort of takeoffs or add the dimensions of my room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste these line items into my estimate while adjusting for square feet, square yards, and MSF. Now, for square feet, I am going to type in my dimensions, which are 20 by 20. Process. Linear feet, that I'm going to type into the screen like I would in Microsoft Excel. Just write 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20. Process. Now, each those are my code base corners. Now, for this room, I have 4, so I'm going to select process. Great. So I'm going to close out of this guide, and you'll see my full estimate report right here. If you want to adjust these line items, you can just double-click on them, read the full description, adjust the quantities and takeoffs. If you want to create a custom line item for these, for example, you have a carpet guy that you go to, and you know, for example, the carpet in Austin is going to be more expensive if you're working at a base out there. You can right-click on these items, and you can change your line item to custom line items. Now, what we can do with these line items is we can run reports on them. Now we're going to tag our estimate, come down to report, print estimate. You'll see a whole mess of details that we can create custom reports from our information that we have in our Project Estimator, and we can go to Microsoft Excel or Adobe PDF. For this example, we'll go to PDF. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to have that report generated in PDF, and I'm going to bring it over for you, put it in full screen so we can run through the report. Open up that file, drag it over to my second screen here. Bring it up full screen, and here you can see our detailed report. This is an overview that shows us the different divisions that we're looking at, as well as you can see on this screen, we have material, labor, equipment, labor hours, etc. Scroll through, we can see our component details, our city cost index, if you chose that for a particular area. Scroll down, we'll see a full line item report, as well as our takeoff formula, the crews that R.S.Means has selected, quantity, material, labor, equipment, unit cost, and of course total. Now we're going through and we'll come to something that's absolutely cool, which is our specification list. Now I don't know if you folks are familiar with spec packages or spent a lot of time producing those, but I'll show you how our software can look at our line items and decide what sort of we need for our specs package. Now I'm going to run to reports, print estimate, come to what's called our specifications list. Now I'll run that to PDF, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes. Excellent. Open up that file. Now what we're looking at is our entire specs package, and what this is doing is it's looking at our line item list, and it knows that we're going to be doing some carpeting, some code base, and it's attaching some specs for that. Last thing that I can show you briefly is how easy it is to copy and paste estimates. Now I'm going to do this real quickly. What I'm going to do is say if we have a 40 by 40 conference room as well, it's going to use these same line items or similar ones. So I'm going to select all my line items, copy them with Control-C like you would in any program. I'm going to insert a new project. I can find my insert button on my computer screen. I'm going to type in renovate number 2. And this is going to be a 40 by 40 room. I'm going to open up that estimate. Select Control-V to put my new line items into my project. I'm going to close the screen. I'm going to select all these. I'm going to badge modify them. Oh, I'm going to apply takeoff. Sorry, got confused for a second. I'm going to tag in my square feet, linear feet, Q, and just type in my square feet, which is 40 by 40. I'm going to apply that takeoff. I'm going to type in my cubic yard. I'm going to fill this dumpster. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to apply takeoff. Each is my code base corners. Again, 4. Apply that. Week. Say this project takes us 2 weeks, apply the takeoff, you'll see that those numbers have now changed. So that's basically how easy it is to reproduce estimates within our software using R.S.Means line items. Now, I hope that I was able to show you some information that you would find useful about how to navigate our Project Estimator. Now I'm going to turn things over to Tom Cassidy, who will tell you a little bit about eTakeoff integration with 4 clicks. Before we end today's session with questions. Thank you guys very much for attending, and now I'll turn things over to Tom.